Hey everyone, we are a ways into the War Within Season 1, and I thought I'd do an updated PvP gearing guide, starting from a fresh level 80. A lot of people have complained that PvP gearing is a little confusing in this expansion, and I sort of agree, so let's just jump right in and make it super simple. The very first thing I do when I hit 80 is I transfer my honor. If you guys didn't know, you can now transfer honor in the War Within, and I am always overflowing with honor. So I go to my currency tab, I click on the honor currency, I click this transfer button, and then there's a drop down menu with all of my other characters with all my honor. And I can click on one of my other characters, and then it says amount to transfer. I can just click the max button and then hit confirm, and it will transfer my honor. Although the game does take a 20% cut away from you, so that's something to keep in mind. And once I transfer my honor, I buy a full green honor set right off the bat. It is super nice. So I come here to Dornagal. This is like the PvP courtyard in the southeast corner of the city. There's my little arrow. I walk in here. I talk to the honor quartermaster, and I buy a full set of green honor gear. Now, when you're buying your honor set, just keep in mind of your class and specs stat priority. And you can find this out with numerous resources and class PvP guides all over the internet. You got YouTube videos, you got the PvP leaderboards on the Warcraft website, you got sites like Icy Veins, Murloc.io, and I'm sure there's countless others. And then, as you're going through buying your gear, most items have two options. So as an example, once you know your stat priority, you'll look at, for example, this leather vest. And you can see one has haste versatility and one has crit versatility. And you can be like, okay, haste is more of a priority over crit, so I'm gonna buy the haste versatility vest. And that's just the sort of method you go through when buying your gear. And it's pretty simple. So the next thing I like to do after obtaining a full honor set is focusing on Bloody Token PvP gear. Now, Bloody Token gear is world PvP gear, and it's sold from this War Mode Quartermaster right next to the Honor Quartermaster. And he sells a whole bunch of epic PvP items. These items are 3 item levels below Conquest gear. So they're not as good as Conquest gear, but they're really competitive and they're very easy to get. Now, when it comes to buying this gear, many people opt to buy their off pieces. So things like capes, bracers, boots, belt, things like that. And people buy their more weightier and expensive pieces with Conquest. So how do we start earning bloody tokens, and how do we get them fast? First things first, you want to open your talents and make sure you have War Mode enabled. This will enable World PvP, and we can earn bloody tokens from a lot of different ways. By killing enemy players out in the world, by looting the world drop PvP chests, by killing player bounties, by completing world quests with War Mode enabled, and also there is a great weekly quest over here at Ruffius. All these quests are actually pretty worth it because, as you can see, they offer honor and conquest. So every week just come and accept them all. But specifically, check out the Sparks of War weekly quest, because this weekly quest awards you with 1,000 bloody tokens, which is pretty good. So I'll break down my process and what I typically do. So once I turn on War Mode and I pick up the quests, I'll open my map and I'll just come out into the world, take a look at my world quests, and start flying over to them and start completing them. I flew over to this race right here, so I'm just gonna accept the race. I typically don't like using big old flying mounts for these. I like small mounts so I can see where I'm going better. And by completing this quest, there's no PvP involved, by the way. I just need to have War Mode on. I'll get 100 bloody tokens, and if you're in the zone where the Sparks of War quest is happening, you also get Sparks of War, which will get you credit towards that 1,000 bloody token Sparks of War quest. Let's see if we can nail this race pretty fast. I hope so. I typically just dash forward on these, and most of the time I end up getting gold, but We shall see. All right, all right, all right. And yeah, I just want to show you guys how easy this is. You can get bloody token gear really fast just doing world quests like this. All right, so we did the quest and bam, I got 100 bloody tokens and 10 Sparks of War. A good way to complete the Sparks of War weekly quest really fast is to simply open up your group finder tab, click on pre-made groups, click on custom. We're gonna filter it by Sparks, and you sign up for a bunch of Sparks groups. Now, killing other players in the designated zone of the Sparks quest will award you with bloody tokens and Sparks of War, so you can complete this quest pretty fast. Okay, so I just joined a Sparks group, and I just look on my map. This is where my group is located. And you sort of just swoop in and join all of the mayhem. See if we can get some kills here. And as your group gains kills, you'll earn some tokens. There's one right there. What's this guy? This AFK guy? Easy peasy. So once you're done with the Sparks quest, just come back to Dornigal, turn it in at Ruffius here, and I'm dead serious, guys. Just doing some world quests with war mode enabled and completing your Sparks quest here will allow you to buy quite a few bloody token pieces really, really fast. All right, guys, this is pretty significant. When you're out in the world doing these world quests, getting bloody tokens, collecting Sparks, never pass up these world PvP chests that drop. They're like war supply crates. I'm flying to one now. To be honest, Alliance wins most of these, at least from my experience. So we'll see what happens here. I'm flying to it. I'm a little late, but I see the blue beam. Looks like Alliance has gotten this one. And they have. So you come down here, you loot the chest, 150 honor, 60 conquest, 50 bloody tokens. Easy peasy. Never skip on these. I just ported back to Dornigal from looting that PvP chest. So from my experience, Alliance wins those chests about 90% of the time. So if you have an Alliance tune, I think you're at a little bit of an advantage as far as gearing goes, because those chests are actually really common and they spawn like every 15 to 20 minutes, it seems. So definitely be on the lookout for those. Those are very good to get. The next thing I like to do is craft some easy PvP gear. And the way I do it is each character gets a one-time quest called Gathering All Gladiators. And what I do is I just win a battleground. Once I win a battleground for the first time, I'll come out and this quest will automatically pop up called Gathering All Gladiators. I hit accept. I walk into the PvP vendor area because this is where you turn it in. And once you turn it in, you'll get 9 Forged Gladiators heraldries. And these items are used to craft PvP gear. If you talk to the Conquest Quartermaster, she also sells Forged Gladiators heraldries for 175 conquest apiece. But we're going to get 9 of them for free right off the bat. So I'll show you guys where to go craft this stuff. Let's hop on your mount. It's really close by, right around the corner here. It's this building with the blue canopy up top. Is it blue or is it green? I don't know, I'm blind. All right. You can talk to the crafting order person outside or jump down, talk to the people behind the desk. And crafted PvP gear is significant. One is you can determine your own stats, and 2 is you can add an embellishment to your gear. And each character can have 2 embellishments active on them at any given time, and embellishments are pretty good. So crafted PvP gear is important somewhere along your gearing journey. And just to give you guys an example, you can craft whatever you want. With the 9 heraldries, you could craft like 2 rings and a necklace. You could craft some off pieces. You can craft some weapons. Although you might need to buy 1 more heraldry off the Conquest Quartermaster if you want to craft a nice weapon. Give you guys an example. Let's go to miscellaneous finger. Now all crafted PvP gear is called Algari gear. And it shows up as a green item, but don't worry about that. What the Forge Gladiator's Heraldries actually do is they scale up your crafted PvP gear in PvP to item level 639. So it's equivalent to Conquest gear. And you simply just fill in all the required materials, most of which you can buy on the auction house. Your missives here, which determine your stats, and you can add an embellishment. And you don't really have to worry about quality when it comes to materials, at least I don't. Quality is more important for PvE, but for PvP, I don't really worry about it that much. And then you just add a commission for whoever's going to come along and craft your item. And once you put your order in, you wait around for someone to craft it. And when they do, the item will appear in your mailbox. And that's basically the gist of crafted gear. But I just wanted to show you guys that you can get some quick crafted items really easily and really fast. And really the last way to just start gearing out is just doing the good old conquest grind. And you're going to earn conquest from lots of different things. There's daily bonuses for winning a random battleground, an epic battleground. I believe in epic battlegrounds, there's a once per season quest per character for like killing the last bosses, winning them for Ashran and Wintergrasp, and those will reward a nice chunk of conquest. I like to do the weekly brawl because there's a weekly quest called Something Different, which rewards a nice chunk of conquest. And then of course all your rated game modes are going to reward conquest. And yeah, there are a couple bonus things I want to go over when you're gearing out for the season. And the first thing is when you reach a total of 2,500 conquests for the season, so when you fill this conquest bar up to 2,500, you're going to automatically receive a token to redeem some free weapons. And you simply just take that token, you come in here, you talk to the conquest quartermaster, and boom, you'll be able to get any weapon for free. So it's recommended you don't buy conquest weapons with conquest right off the bat. But here's the thing though, and this is a little confusing to explain, but I'll try and do my best. I recommend everyone do the research for your class and spec and see like what the most popular embellishments are, etc. Because for a lot of classes and specs, I found that one of the more popular embellishments is the Ascendance embellishment, which you can only put on a weapon. And of course, you can only put embellishments on crafted items. So a lot of people end up crafting their weapon for that reason. So that's just something to keep in mind when thinking about your weapon. The next thing I want to talk about is how to get your free set item. When you hit 1600 rating in any PvP mode for the season, you're going to automatically receive a token to receive a free set item. And I'll show you guys exactly where to get that. We're going to fly from Dornagal to USAGEw. So I'll jump to when we're there. All right, so we made it to USAGEw, and I will show you guys where I am. We are in the south of the zone in the city of Threads, next to the Burrows Flightmaster here. And right to my left are the vendors where we can use our token to redeem our free set piece. Now keep in mind, there's two vendors here, so don't get confused. One of them sells heroic gear, which sounds good, but the thing is, this doesn't scale up in PvP. If you look at the other vendor, he sells normal gear, and these normal items scale up to item level 639 in arenas and battlegrounds. So definitely make sure you're getting the normal set items. And another thing to keep in mind, and this will make sense in a minute, but a lot of classes either use the 2-piece or 4-piece set bonus in PvP. And when you go to buy one of these set items, people usually buy the more expensive pieces. And that means the chest, the helmet, or the legs. These 3 items are more expensive than the gloves and the shoulders. So in a lot of cases, it's more efficient to redeem the legs, the helmet, or the chest piece. The last thing I want to show everybody is how to obtain the rest of your set pieces so you can get that 2-piece set bonus, the 4-piece set bonus, whatever you're going for, whatever you're trying to do. There's a machine in Dornagal called the Catalyst. I'll show you where I am on the map. I'm in the foregrounds area, and on the outside wall of this building is a machine here called the Catalyst. And the gist of it is that it can turn PvP items into PvE items or vice versa. And you can use this machine to obtain the rest of your set pieces pretty easily. You simply right-click the machine, you put in a set piece, and boom, it can automatically transform it to the equivalent set item. And at this point in the season, you don't have to worry about this too much. It does cost a currency called Harmonized Silk, which I think you just obtain automatically every couple weeks or so, but there's enough already earned in the season that you don't have to worry about it. And you'll be able to do this super easily. And I just want to show you as an example of how I did this sort of efficiently for my 2-piece set bonus. I redeemed my set chest piece with the free 1600 token. And I had bought the Conquest shoulders and transformed them to the set shoulders because the shoulders are cheaper to purchase with Conquest than the chest piece would have been. So I hope that makes a little sense. I know this is all a little confusing, but that's basically all I have for this video. Basically, it boils down to there are 3 main ways to obtain PvP gear. You got world PvP gear with bloody tokens, you got crafted PvP gear, and you got good old Conquest gear. And you have the Catalyst to obtain the rest of your set pieces. And a lot of players have complained about the gearing system in the War Within because it can be pretty confusing to a newer player and it is pretty unintuitive. And I'd have to agree with that, but after taking the time to understand it all, I guess it's not so bad, but still, you know, things are still pretty open-ended and subjective. And even when you inspect some of the top players of the same spec or whatever, everyone's kind of got something different going on, a few random pieces here and there, and that's just the way it is. But pretty soon, Conquest will be uncapped for the season, and your decisions won't be very consequential as we'll have the freedom to experiment and obtain gear and do whatever we want. So yeah, I hope this video helps everybody, and good luck with gearing out your tunes, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.